Hey, out there in the world of crypto, another good day. Some difficulties with PlanetWatch. You know, I'm falling out of my chair here, sorry. You know, we put $30,000 in the PlanetWatch. Hey, look, come here. Walk with me for a minute. Look at this, come here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. You see those right there? Yeah. Oh, you might say, well, how come you got so many of those? Those aware devices, those type 4s and type 3s. Well, let me tell you why. Because what we do is we build systems, as our company does, DeFi IoT. We build systems, we experiment, we build networks. We put these in people's homes to help them monitor their homes, their health, and to gain a little income. Put them in poor people's homes. But now we can't do that anymore. PlanetWatch is making some serious changes. It took me from bullish to neutral. Let's talk about it. All right, great. I don't have everything with me here. As you see, we're still out trying to get our property sold and get that all sold off so we can buy our land in a jurisdiction that is pro-crypto, tax-free state, pro-crypto or low-tax state. And even though Biden's come out with these new directives, and you've got platforms as well saying, like Gate.io, saying that they're no longer going to service American citizens or residents of the United States because they don't want to fall in line with the new controls coming out. So as you know, Biden issued an executive order last week. The executive order was basically, for our protection, the United States needs to control the world of crypto. I'm kind of tired of that rhetoric. This world doesn't need the United States interference, especially this government or other governments. So they're going to come together and they're going to try to go up against DeFi. Gate.io and others are pulling out of the United States. And some have actually made two different companies, like Coinbase and others, that service in the United States and out of the United States. It makes it difficult. That's why jurisdictions such as Nevis and others need to exist so that we can actually legally, but under our Constitution, be in this free market economy, buy and sell what we want to, take our own risks. Yeah, we do need to police it better. We do. We need to have more control and more say-so. But here's where I'm leading into the PlanetWatch. Let's go with both these principles at the same time. You're two birds with one stone, so to speak. PlanetWatch is trying to say that they want to be decentralized. I've always argued that they're too central. They made some recent changes. And as you know, for the type 4 sensors, you went from getting 23 planets a day down to 4 and 5 planets a day. And they actually are going to talk about now releasing more licenses, which is going to saturate that market even more in a market where they have no clients, no third parties buying yet. Not anybody substantial, at least. They got some small people, from what I understand, some small buyers, but nobody substantial. And to me, what's happening is they're making a lot of changes and implementing changes that are affecting us. You saw what I have here. We are a company, a real company. We're not just a YouTuber. You know, we just have onesie, twosies, or a couple of these, and a lot of some we get for free, or we bought a couple just so we can do our YouTube and promote it. And those YouTubers really are the cause of the kill of this market. That's why here you don't see me showing a lot of times, unless it's something brand new, and you're going to take your risk. You don't see me showing a lot of times where you can go buy things. What we'll do here is I'll explain it to you. Then I expect you to do a little bit of homework, because I'm not going to give you anything. If you want free stuff, you got a lot of YouTubers you can go out there and get. There's a lot of guys out there that dress in a doctor's white shirt to act like they actually are really intelligent and understand these things. But all they do is just tell you where you can go find them, and they kill the market for everybody else. They make their money off YouTube. So when you go put all your risk out there, They put very little out, and they lead you to it. You go get it. You lose your money in the long run. If you've got Type 4 devices in PlanetWatch right now, you're not going to make very much money. Maybe 75 cents a day is where we are right now. More or less. That sucks. You went from making $7 a day to 75 cents a day because of these YouTubers. There's a group, Telegram group in Latin America. I kept telling them, quit telling the people where to buy them at. Just explain the project to the people and let them figure out where to buy it at. Now, I know that some of you want to know where to buy it at. And the project's brand new. I'll tell you where to go. But I'm also going to tell you to take the risk. Right? You're taking a risk. So if I think it's a good project, so we can support that project. But after that, I don't repeat where you can get it. You have to do your homework. Go figure it out. Dig through the videos. Figure that out. There's plenty of guys out there that are just trying to kill the market. Why? Because once you make that buy, I don't want latecomers, lazy people, latecomers coming in. And maybe there could be new people that want to get involved in the project. That's great. But then they need to seek out that information to want to get involved. But I don't want them coming in and killing the market, killing investments that myself, our group, and many others I know of have invested in, like in PlanetWatch, and even in helium. And now we're seeing those markets make huge downturns, like in helium. It changes to helium too, which is another video I'll do. By the way, changes there too. And then kill the market off and kill our investments, right? So what we do basically, as you know, we put these in people's homes. We spread this out in Latin America, poor people. We help monitor their air quality. We like that idea. And they can be compensated for doing that. Now, they don't have to take a risk. We put it in there, and we don't charge them a thing. We put that in there for them. We help develop this network. And then we allow them to come in, and we help educate them on what cryptocurrency is and how to become self-sufficient with that extra income they're getting, how to take that and actually build wealth. That's what we do. That's why we buy so many of them. And I have no problem with people who want to do that. But we don't buy them like we go right to the factory and get a privilege in front of everybody else. We have to get in line. We have to go out and bid. We have to do everything else, take a risk like everybody else does. In fact, we're taking more risk so that you don't have to. So right now, our position on PlanetWatch is this. We're from bullish and having confidence in Claudio and his team to having doubts and disconfidence in Claudio and his team and neutral. I'm not going to go negative yet, but I'm on the bottom end of neutral with PlanetWatch. Because now they just came out with something new on the 11th of March stating that if you've bought these licenses and you've been waiting in line all this time, like for Type 1s, we've been waiting in line for 6 months. Haven't got to order Type 1 yet. Now they're going to change it. So we bought Type 1s according to the system they had, thinking, okay, every quarter we'll implement so much money towards PlanetWatch, right? And so we saw where we were in the lists, and we now say, okay, that's all we want to buy for Type 1s. Type 2s, we only bought a couple of them because they really don't have a good payout for the cost factor. The ROI is not good. ROI, I should say. Type 3s, we got into thinking they wouldn't sell them as many so fast, but they already saturated Type 3 market. Type 1's market 2 is already saturated. Remember, Type 4 market is super saturated. They had 10,000. You already have 47,000 pushing 50,000 licenses and devices online. So they're more than 400% over their saturation point. That's why you're not making any money on it. So what's going to happen with those devices? Realistically, people got into it because they really support PlanetWatch. Let's be very honest. Do you really think that the massive people out there and the governments really are that concerned with the health of the planet? Because if you do, then you're living in a pipe dream. I'm sorry. Not to offend you. But I've spent a lot of times with politicians. And being in these other countries, I had dealt directly with top politicians, including presidents in some cases. And they really don't care. They just want to get reelected, and they're looking out for their own self-interest. And it's no different in the United States and Canada or in Europe. I'm sorry. That's just the truth of it. If you don't believe me, that's fine. You can take your opinion, but I'm not giving my opinion and telling you the facts. If you want to accept it, lower your pride a little bit, accept the fact that, hey, maybe this guy right here was right. I've dedicated so many years of my life and lived outside. And when I had that capital Trust me, I was on the inside. I would take off and go out in yachts for the day and take top politicians with me. And yes, I won't even repeat to you here the things that were told to me, the things they did, and they're all about their self-interest. They would come and use my house for some of their parties because they didn't want their wives to know about it. No, I wouldn't support that again. And I didn't know that when they were doing it. I was out of town. So I also make that clear. But I'm just letting you know that these people don't really care about the environment like they promote they care. Do you think AOC really cares about the environment? All AOC cares about is getting her attention and making money and buying dresses where she can like bash people. And by the way, you need to look into how AOC got elected, who found her, who promoted her, who put her in office, and who told her and taught her to promote what she's promoting. It wasn't an American citizen. So do your homework on that. Look, my point is this. PlanetWatch claims to be decentralized, but they're very centralized. And if Claudio and his team think that there really are governments out there that want to buy this information to better the health of their people, they're mistaken. And they're going to have a hard time finding that. Now, I knew that all along. It's nothing new for us. However, I do feel that governments will buy their information to be able to stipulate or pass laws to actually know more about us, to cause us to, for our health, to control our freedoms more. Okay, in basic, in brief. There's a lot more we can go into. I don't want to do that right now. So are there governments that are going to buy this information? Come on, you got indoor information. People say nobody's going to buy indoor information. Doggone right they will. Insurance companies that sell life insurance. You know anything about life insurance? Life insurance, where you pay a premium, a small premium, and you say you want $100,000 or $1 million. So when you die, your family gets that money. You don't have to put that money up. You just got to pay that money every month. Now, maybe down where we are in South America, for the team I work with, they pay like $50 a month for a $100,000 policy. And they can pay $100 a month and actually build wealth at the same time in the S&P 500. And they can select the risk they want and so forth, but then they have a pool and they kind of like go with certain stocks, and that helps build their portfolio, maybe 10% a year. And you can borrow against that, but tax-free. There are advantages to that. You can dump money in there and pull your money back out again and not have to pay tax on that. Okay? There's reasons, ways you can do that. Legally, not illegally, legally. So there's benefits to that. You'll think they'll use that information to be able to say, okay, well, this house has this kind of air quality in it, so therefore, under all these factors, your premium, monthly premium is going to be this much. Better air quality, lower premium. Why? Because the risk in having to pay out that policy is lower for them. You don't think they're going to take advantage of that? You doggone right they are. Especially with healthcare, private or centralized healthcare, government healthcare or private healthcare. Those are great devices, indoor devices, to be able to also mediate what you can and cannot do in your home. Also, don't think those devices in the future won't be like Amazon now. You go sit in the toilet. It actually takes information from your feces and produces it for Amazon to sell. You know that? Yeah, new devices came out. You should go to these shows, like we're going to go to the NAB show in April in Vegas. Go check these things out. Pay attention to it. So PlanetWatch does have a future. And we know that going in. And all these poor people's homes down there, it's not really going to affect them greatly. But there are ways we can also help protect their data. I'm not going to go into that today. But now what PlanetWatch just did, and they announced on March 11th, is if you've been in line on these waiting lists for type 1, type 2, type 3 sensors, now they're going to change it up. They're changing again. They didn't ask for a vote from us, the Republic, or the Democratic vote from the Republic, right? Remember, the Republic is the people govern from the bottom up, not the top down. Top down is a type of dictator or tyranny. And they dictate what we can and can't do. PlanetWatch is asking us to actually put the money out, take the risks, when they're not taking the risks. Their risk is minuscule compared to if we congregate all of our risk. So in brief, PlanetWatch is going to change. You can go on the PlanetWatch website, which I'll put down below, and you can read that change. What's going to take place now is instead of you getting notified when you got a device coming in, they're going to tell you 3 months out, and you got to pay 30% then. And they can hold that money up to 4 months. If they don't send your device, you lose your reservation and they return your money. So they get to use your money for 4 months. If they don't give you your device those 4 months, they give you back your money plus your license. So you lose your position as well, which is very unjust. So now what they're doing is going to take our money. And why are they doing that? Because they're in trouble. They know they're in trouble. That's why planets have dropped down and they're in trouble. And that causes a yellow flag, a huge, very high raised yellow flag right now. The PlanetWatch now is trying to get additional financing up front from us, like CalChip and the others did with helium. Now, downside of that now is with new apps coming out and new devices coming out with Milestone 4 and helium, you're going to have some helium devices. And I think Fenestra might be right there amongst them. I don't know, but I think it's going to be right there because it's not a good device. We buy the devices, these companies are going to collapse and not exist anymore, and your device will not work anymore. Is that going to happen also with PlanetWatch? What about all these awares we bought? I got a box of them sitting there, and they're going to stay there. I'm not even going to take them with me this trip. They're just going to stay here. We decide as a team, leave them here. It's not worth it. PlanetWatch now is asking us to give them money up front that they can play with for 4 months. And if they don't get the device to you in time, 1 month later than what they're promising, but you get your money back, that's fine. I got my money from CalChip too. Got my money back from others as well. Party Labs. But I didn't get my devices. So I waited all these months with no devices. I could put that money elsewhere. It had working for me. I lost money because of inflation and what I lost in my earnings. We make very high earnings monthly. And that's what PlanetWatch is moving to now. That only tells me PlanetWatch is in trouble financially. They don't have buyers. And they know that once these hit the super saturation points, the payments can be so low that many people are just going to disconnect. They don't really care about the air quality. Come on, be real. If you're listening to me and you're saying, no, I care about my air quality. How many times do you check your air quality? How many times do you actually go and it says, open your window, open your window? You've lived all this time. You've seen your parents live until their ages or your grandparents. You don't really care. Let's be real about it. You're doing it because, all right, it's a decent project. And yeah, I can get paid for it. There's the bottom line. It's the financial incentive. Now, for taking that risk, we should be rewarded financially. Some people say, well, you shouldn't feel that way. You should just be supporting the project. And support the project on the promise that I also, if I took the risk, I'd be compensated for that risk. Right? So now they're trying to change that back out. They were never clear on the recycle bin. And the white paper is not that clear. It's there, but it wasn't clarified by them necessarily. It's clarified by other people who did their homework. So, this was something unexpected that I didn't expect them to drop that much. And I have to admit that. Our engineers, I had a very serious talk with the engineer that he's the one that should have caught that for us and eliminated our future purchases like we're sitting here in these boxes. Do I think PlanetWatch can find a buyer down the road? And as centralized as they are, yes. We're going to have to ride this out though. Okay? I'm not going to connect these until they ride out. I mean, I'll take a few back. Even if they make $30 for somebody, all right, it's $30 more in a month, or $20 more in a month than they would have had. Pay somebody's electricity bill down there. So I'll help them with that. And I'll help them monitor their air quality in their homes. And it teaches them how to use it. So the bottom line is, I'm not saying it's not a good project. What I'm saying is that I think Claudio and his team aren't as experienced as a lot of people thought they were and what we were able to find about them. I think what's happening is they work for other people and now they're doing their own thing. And the problem I have, my concern is that if they think governments really want to buy this information because they want to make a better planet, then they're mistaken. Not many will. I'm not saying they won't, but not many will. And that's why they're having a hard time buying buyers for our data. But there will those that come, and the more that they centralize, as Biden has announced in his executive order, the more they centralize, the more they'll be able to put these in people's homes. China should just embrace this because what they can put in a chip in there can just track all your data like Amazon's doing. It's the same thing. And they're already in your homes, helium as well. It was always a concern of ours. And there are ways to be able to protect that data when that time comes. I'll teach them when the time comes. I don't want to say it now. I want the government knowing. I'll put it on a private channel or on a Discord. I've been lacking in our Discord, but I want to just in there. I'm frustrated with PlanetWatch, and we've moved ourselves from a very bullish to a neutral, almost negative position on PlanetWatch. We're going to stay neutral for now and give them the benefit of the doubt. And let's hope that with the staking that they're going to start doing now, they're paying like 37% annually. That'll help strengthen the coin. That's good. You can do that in a liquidity pool with algo. So there's instructions for that. There's other videos on that too. I suggest you actually read those, and that will help strengthen PlanetWatch itself. So we believe enough in PlanetWatch still that come June, July, I want to fill it out some. When we get an injection of money, we're going to go ahead and stake it. We'll stake a few $1,000s and put it in there to help the project. But let's be real where that project's going to end up. And let's be real the fact that the reason they're going to start charging us up front and using our money to actually build these devices, which they say they're going to do, is a concern. And a concern of mine that they just sell them without limitation. They super saturate. They need to sell them spaced out at the same time they're bringing in end user clients. So it's got to be a balance, and they don't have that balance. They don't have a good business knowledge as far as I'm concerned. DeFi IoT, hit the like button. Subscribe, hit and subscribe, please. We tell you how it is, the reality of things. It's not my opinion. This is backed by empirical data. Everything I do is backed by empirical data. Sometimes I don't get 100% right, but we're right in there. We're in the upper 90% range of being correct in what we do. But we're humble enough to realize that we always got more we can improve on. If there's something we're missing, put it in the comments below, please. But be real about your comments. I don't want opinions. I want empirical data. Show me your empirical data with a comment. Let's go that way from now. All right? We want to be real. If you want to be real with us, subscribe, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
We hope you enjoyed this segment of our video with DeFi IoT. Remember, we're not professional advisors. We do this as a business, as a hobby, and we study, we experiment, and we want to share it with you. If you can get some benefit from this, great. What we do is we go out, we purchase with our own money, and we experiment to see what true results are. We want you to be able to share in our experiences so you don't have to lose like we have. If you can win where we've won, fantastic. Remember to do your own research and your own homework. It's very important before you make any decisions. We will see you in our next video.